before that they've seen and that we've seen throughout the VCTs, so they should still have a good idea of how to deal against this Leviatán comp.
See, the Sheriffs are still there for LEV. They like going strong. If they're starting on attack, they go on that very minimal util, but more so onto firepower. And why not? They like to play a little default, and then they get into that death ball, so create the firing line.
And this is also where Leviatán could definitely shine, so a bunch of young hungry fraggers for Leviatán. Another Sheriff pistol round for the whole crew, with the exception of King, putting 3 stars into his arsenal. Neon already walking up. They actually have the crossfire set up to try to punish on middle, but unfortunately Neon already fell.
Yeah, quick wall up too. Penny's gonna move forward here. Gets another one for himself. Sheriffs are still alive, so headshots are still a possibility, but yeah, it's gonna be for Zelsis though. Oh, flawless first round possibly, as C9 just read LEV like a book here, and the 0 point's gonna give up Spike's position.
So much trust put into the nature of how you're trying to approach this map of Breeze. Leaving Zelsis solo onto the A site, and they're trying to just crunch into a mid control, and it works perfectly. Unfortunately, because Leviatán were peeking 1 by 1 towards that elbow, trying to find a surprise attack and trying to leverage their firepower with the Sheriff rounds. But it becomes a flawless for C9 instead.
And all of them come out with the Sheriff now.
That's true.
Feels good.
Yeah, that actually puts you in a prime position in the anti-eco. We're still going to upgrade around that.
Nice coverage all around the map for that.
Baby. Good round, Penny.
Yeah, and that's on him playing his individual wall. Walking through his own wall that he put up and surprising his opponent. Second round, Judge around the corner. Neon could maybe make his way through with Sato, but the rest would probably get mowed down.
Following the gate crash, just staring straight at it. Daring him to make a play over there on B. Spike's just outside it waiting as they have a really nice push through tunnel here. If they can get the teamwork going down, King starts off. Can they get the swing? Oh, they can, right into Zeppa's crosshair. Goes for 3. And yeah, they're going to be able to clean this one up. Oh, it looked so good for a moment, but Zeppa still was able to sweep the feet.
I was just about to say there's absolutely no way they should TP right where it was, because not only was Vic watching it, but there was no pressure really that allows a TP to happen. Even if you're flashing and you're darting towards that back site, if you're going to TP there solo, as the main players were all like, what, on a 4-1 split, you're just going to get caught. Instead, they line up, no spread to try to guarantee the trade against Zeppa. Yeah, he's going to call that easy for sure.
He's like, I just did something gross. Nobody look. All right. A push up from Oxy. Trying to play that Marshall straight up in front of A main. Oh, he'll always go for the peek. Dash is on.
Yeah, Outlaw that is. That's already a 140 on Sato. You already got to fall back.
Yes.
But not necessarily the similar look here for Cloud9, despite them having some good presence on middle in that pistol round there. They've inserted Vic all the way towards that elbow because he keeps playing from a Judge to a Bucky.
Yeah.
That allows a gap for a lurk up from Neon to even out the tally in this round. Allows for them to actually spread out. And actually, they got the player advantage. I forgot Sato survived at 10 HP. He didn't get picked off by the Outlaw in the beginning.
Concealment.
Little door peek here from Oxy once again, making sure there's no timing on the cross, but that's something Vic also has to look for. So they're really covered on the ways that LEV could push here. Yeah, that skin tricking me. It is an Outlaw. You're all right. And Oxy's going to look to hit a few more. Still has that return on investment from the buys, but it's a knee shot. So now he's got 2 people on 10 HP.
Make them suffer.
Yeah.
Limp into the site. Here's that explosion from Leviatán. Despite player advantages, they could definitely get mowed down by the stack of Cloud9 with 3 until Vic comes in to cut the rotates.
Oh my gosh. The low health finally being cleaned up a little bit here. Zelsis in sight as Neon just looks for a different out. Really nice escape there for a moment here to join up with Sato. I love the play. You're going to try to raise the advantage any way you can to get another one down before the round ends. Why not? And it looks like this one just fizzles out as Zelsis goes hunting loud to the site. Neon's just playing a game of cat and mouse here. 3-0 as C9 grabbed their bonus. They weren't really able to grab a pistol last time. Still running through with the momentum here in the map 2, though.
And their spec given to Zelsis. 2 of them at 10 HP each. There was not too much time left. They had to commit by probably widely into the site to try to go for a plant.
140 on 3 people.
Yeah.
So Zelsis just had to run around that site, and just the footstep that he makes forces the TP. So that we could just save these 2 rifles in the next round for Leviatán. Hopefully they could get something working within this round. It's quite fast as they're splitting into this A site.
Goes for the reload so he can get another fast 2. Oh, the moment Neon scopes. Thinking maybe he was going for a second inner scope, but it's not there for him. Who knows? Still going to be safe behind the wall in the site, and they'll give Lev some space on this. But we saw what happened here on Bind. C9 had such good retakes. A little bit of a lurk here from King could be huge.
They saw nobody bricks, so everybody could focus on fighting towards this A side until it's lurked from.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, just one. Oxy hit a, almost looked like a triple collab, though. One of those was. And he is going to be easily cleaning up kills. We'll have to see how that happened for him, but he is just miles this entire map of Breeze.
Just sucks being the POV observer in that round because we're like, oh crap, we have such a great timing from
Look
King,
at
and then
King, look
suddenly
at King.
Oxy just pops players with the Outlaw. So a collide on one.
Ooh.
Yeah, everybody's just lined up looking towards those doors.
It was like a double take there, huh? Nicely done.
Surprising. With the timing that King has found, that the rest of the team were still so focused on watching into the mid doors. Maybe they thought they still had a timing on that wall or something like that, but it was definitely a miscomm on who's watching what. And that kind of probably solidifies what Owner was mentioned before again in the between the maps. We're looking a little bit nervous. Communication's not looking the best right now for Leviatán here, and they're definitely getting punished. At least they get a plant down. They got money to work with. No ops for Neon. They want to continue to go for this mid control. The slow mid take. It did come into value for a couple of picks in the very beginning here for Leviatán, but just entering into these sites has still been a pain point, especially when C9 continues to play like very passively on the extremities, forcing Leviatán to come towards them, and they just get picked off.
Gets that shot from Tunnel so Neon can stay quiet. Great start from King. Need that from the leader to start the momentum, to start the mentality that there's a chance through these rounds, because really Cloud9 has been snuffing out Lev at every turn.
Yeah, Neon just heard the rotate into spawn. He's going to get this
So
free
good.
kill onto Zelsis.
So good. He doesn't spin, right? Okay. He's going to let it go. See how much more info he can get. How confident is Zelsis? He's going to swing out, which really alerts them. He was trying to also rotate towards that B site. So he's going to try to help his team, help stop Oxy and Zeppa. Is it too much from C9, though? Vic, pretty sure he's deathless right now heading into this 1v2. Can he keep it that way?
All around the world as well. But the more it takes for him to rotate, I think they'll soon realize for Lev that he should be on that big flank. So I love that double up rather, play towards that castle, has a star onto the plant, and play the time into their favor.
3 stars to use, just gets a Nebula back up. Actually, full uses that smoke instead of a dismiss. Already, second beep. It's going to be a hangout, I think.
Looks like a save.
Yeah, just waiting for those exits. So nice job by Lev to get that push towards mid. There, some shots. Finding some nice timings here after the time they've been taking finally pays off in a round.
Would have been important as well for Vic to get those picks. Makes the buy a lot harder for Leviatán despite them winning the round. Yeah, great display of patience by Neon here, but it's almost a very similar look of what we've seen from Leviatán on Vine. They go into the mid-round when they try to insert somebody to cut these rotates.
Yeah.
Not many teams really go into this, especially when Breeze now has come back. Not many teams are trying to get into that window, but Leviatán has done it twice now. King, when he got that lurk and then unfortunately got punished right away, this time by Neon. It should be watched by C9 from now on.
King on an up? On this one, they're going to go for this B site. King hanging all the way back to try to shoot over their shoulder, but I think they need the team here. He is able to offer up a little bit of help. Zeppa just slows things down with the Hunter's Fury for now as they reset the pace of this round.
Spike planted.
Spike's down. Nothing far, nothing seen by the drone just yet, so they're going to have to creep in. Use the rest of this util 2 flash, fragment grenade with shock darts. They should be able to clear out some of these areas. Nice little spread here by LEV. First fragment allows them to somewhat take that back portion of the site, and they get the kill onto Spike. Already working out in C9's favor. They've identified Neon at ladder, and now it's going to be the shot from King. Oh, he starts the round and he ends the round. King with a 4K.
That's one of the things here where Cloud9 faltered to G2. It always looks so good in the very beginning, but then when it comes down to, okay, we should have a clear sight or clear control of that round, they just omit to clear one more corner. And King is able to do what he was able to do to help Leviatán win against Sentinels.
Yeah.
Get into these timings, these clutch scenarios to save these rounds for the Latam organization. And you're icing it right away. This should be a timeout from Mimi's side too. Can't let these happen, and he's probably gonna drill his players to make sure that they don't go into these similar mistakes like they did in the previous games.
And much more methodical here from LEV. It seems like there's more trust. The nerves are kicked off here from the first game in these plays, and they're behind each other to make it happen. Still, C9's doing quite a bit of damage, but that's what LEV's finally weathering and getting some rounds in their favor.
Well, they definitely needed a clutch from King to get that second round.
They did.
Everything else around that in terms of these gun battles has still been favoring Cloud9 from that first map. They had to use Cosmic Divine to really pop into the site.
Yep.
This timeout though for Mimi allows for Owner to talk with the team as well. They have a couple of vaults that can start cycling if they get some warp control in the beginning, although they haven't really shown too much of a heavy presence towards the extremities at the beginning of these rounds. It'll change though. Sato is actually perched up on that side.
Yeah. He's gotta get a little momentum under himself here. Right now he's got the curse day buff for saying what his wish was.
Grab the orb, TP out, join the team, ult into the B site.
See what they can make out of this. The plan from the get-go, orb, Sato grab info. Can they get around to kill Vic? Spikescene kills Penny to start. And Vic will hide. Not too far though, since he's stopped by the Viper bite. Oh, they're still not clearing. They're playing this one a little slow, but no, Neon's in their face. That's what they were looking for. Just setting up a little bit of the bait and switch. Slow. Actually, fast play from Zelsis here with the speed that Oxy is able to move with that operator through the flank position.
We've only got that plat down now. So Oxy might be able to move in here towards the window with the op, but unfortunately with Zelsis falling, that might change the plans.
Oof. One click, he'll go for it. Still 800 on him. That's his first ult point, so there's really just the fight going in. Tries to smoke. Smoke maze himself in there. Neon's like, I know exactly what you're doing. Plays the shorty close range, and the timeout's not going to work right away for C9. LEV grab another one.
I wonder if he hit him with that left click of that knife. I think he did. Nonetheless, though, I think
just swinging.
What has been obvious here for the side of Leviatán, sorry, as well, is as soon as they got big ults to work with, they fast tempo into these hits. Once they cycled it through, back to the very slow game. So I think it gives an opportunity now for C9 to start discussing a bit as well, to say, okay, well, we got to get ready for these fast pops. How do we delay through this? Pit and Hunter's Fury available within this round. And there you go. How do you find that information early? Already finally an early knife out on this side. It actually hits 2 players, including that Hunter's Fury from blows. And they double take that control towards A main.
I mean, you almost have to get the info on where LEV's moving now. They aren't inserting anymore and making noise in positions. They're kind of moving the map and then hitting. So C9 has to figure it out early. Just jumping steps over here. Should be a quick clear.
Oh.
Should be a quick clear, but it's Oxy. Snapping a quick hospital flick to Spikescene's head there.
That's crazy. Although they fell back instead of going to pick up the weapon, and nice on Neon to cut the rotate back. Yet still walking into the B site. Sheriff's also being played by Vic.
I love that King's on solo peek onto B here to see if anybody will come through. Clouds from Neon are walked on for a moment as he gets a kill on Vic. And they're just going to hold this site strong. Blows onto Penny. C9 is kind of just giving them the ones here as they're peeking left and right. A little bit of the Guardian low by, so they're not too worried about things. And it should be a cleanup for Sato. He gets one on the board. We're started now. The fire's lit. And Lev are going to tie up the game with 4-4.
First rare miss there by Zelsis in terms of the duels that he's been picking up in this series. But C9, they find that info early, but they're also on were on an eco rather. Yeah, a nice pick there. Trying to split that site on that B site for Cloud9, forcing them to cross over that wall, but simple when you're able to updraft over that.
Cutting through.
Big A hit.
Whew, he legged him.
Ow.
I wonder if the knife even saved Neon, where he couldn't updraft and float anymore, and then falls to get legged. That would have been crazy in that look, in that POV.
A little bit of mid control grab, nothing past that middle wall though. And ult over on the B side here by C9 may force the hand of Lev to go through tunnel. They have that mid somewhat watched by the side of Vic. And yeah, Lev doing a bit of that walk up again, seeing how close they can get before they activate, how much time they can kind of whittle away.
So we definitely see the power of that double initiator. The knife, one single knife wasted so much util from Leviatán to start, but then after that, they get the drone into the mid round. So it allows for them to readjust. You see now Zelsis flashing into the double doors, trying to cover that spot.
Oxy re-clear.
He has an inkling.
Yeah. I think he sniffed it out. Quick shot. Very nice call for that knife to come through again here so they can re-clear an area, get the movement out of A main. Now towards B, the initial strat for Lev, what they've been trying to work mid the whole time. Already quite low for Neon, but he's going to try to be the front of this one as they go for a little spawn action first before planting, and they meet a wall. That wall's name is Zelsis. A third one for him there, as it just looks too easy for C9 to read these slower rounds from Lev.
Yeah, just two walls. Cosmic Divide on the defense, where you can't cross into B. You get into the arches and face plant. Right into Zelsis. The reads are good. Staying further back. Yeah, I mean, nice shot by Oxy. A little bit of miscomm going through there, because you saw the pathing from Leviatán when they decided to move out towards that half wall and push out towards the arches. Yeah. It only ended up being one player swinging in the front. The other one had his back turn against him. And Lev just got easily mowed down by the lineup of Zelsis. Now a change of pace, C9 aggro. So far for Leviatán's the same thing.
Miss on one side, but Zelsis has the back covered. Oxy's going to come up and bring up the rear on that one. They're trying to switch the map here for a moment in A main as Lev wants that space back. Zelsis and Oxy say no with a little bit of blood on the floor, but it's mostly Lev's. And now it's just King again, searching around where he might find a kill for the end of this round.
Zelsis is looking different today.
Yeah.
But that said, like I said, they tried to go for an aggro change of tempo for C9, but Leviatán as well. Just a couple of rounds ago, I was just mentioning, they don't like to go very quickly when they don't have these big ults to work with for Leviatán. I would assume maybe they were trying to move in quickly to just get the pit down. So they tempoed quickly through the double doors. Oxy was ready for that. They watch each other's backs. And they had full control of that A main, forcing King now on a save.
So clean from C9 right now. It seems like they're even reading the plays at the beginning of the round for Lev here. Know that Lev feel really uncomfortable if C9 do make a play and stop that default from happening right away. Really able to get under Lev's skin. A save here, as we know, for King. They have a few ultimates coming online here with even Sato's just on deck if they can get another ult orb. But they got to find something that works. The mid has given them the most distance into a site, into a long post plant. So we'll see if they go to control mid again.
If they want to control that middle for Leviatán, I feel like they have to slow that a little bit more. I think that extremity control is very important if they want to try to finish towards that A site. But you also have to use players that where you trust their aim. You know they're going to win these solo duels, right? You need inserts on that elbow so that you can finish into the mid round on a mid control. But I think A side to try to stop Oxy and Zelsis together right there would be a great way to allow for you to finally get that mid control. Because what happens, the other few rounds where Leviatán are able to take that mid control, C9's giving it to them. And then once they try to cross that line of scrimmage to get into the sites, there's not enough time left. They trip on their own laces, and then they just get stopped by C9 no matter what. This game looks really close despite that.
Exactly.
But
still 6-4.
It started off with a 4K from King. I think that maybe broke the econ from C9 right after, so that maybe have been, you know, the silver lining that allowed Leviatán to start stringing some rounds together. But outside of that, it's been C9 through the macro from beginning to the end. And
I love that we're getting a bit of a jet match here, as you see on your screen. 10-6-1 Neon, Oxy 12-7-3. They're at the top of the board for themselves, and in a position as well where we heard Cloud9 say, you know, Penny's going to kind of take that role. But here, you don't really want Oxy on the Viper. You want him back on that true to form Jet, and you are getting it from him. So really cool to see we get a little Jet v Jet match here between the two, and Lev is starting to put up those numbers to come back.
Oxy's looking to op right into that B main. So if they try to drone just to try to pit Hunter's Fury, whatever, he's going to try to catch them right away. They have to be ready for this for Leviatán.
He's ready to just peek. Flash sort behind him if they need it. Almost catches Sato Util out in a moment.
That's a window, though. Leviatán could start tempoing up here and catch them off guard with these ults.
He's already on the tunnel line. And that one he's not going to miss. Actually takes down his counterpart in Neon. Looks for another one just on the outside of the wall. Almost gets the fadeaway shot, and he is getting pressured hard. Wants to go for the fight again, and he cannot be stopped. It's going to take an ultimate to shut Oxy down.
Tango down.
The rest of them are falling.
Still knows the site is not safe. But Lev isn't doing much more than kind of hanging out, waiting for somebody else to make a move. As that mid portion fizzled out, they couldn't enter B main as fast as they wanted.
Yes, now we're just ready for that. Despite this being an eco for Leviatán, I mean, you already had the high-low looking into the window, and once Oxy spots some opponents, you just delay. Or mollies, double mollies. I think it was Zelsis and Vic playing the high-low at that spot.
Yeah.
So you can't even follow up behind that for Leviatán.
Survivor's rest. I'll clean up.
Operator picked up. Still a big focus here for C9 to get those first kills. Just make that 4v5 conversion so hard for Lev. He doesn't miss a beat, that's for sure.
Yeah, Oxy in prime form too. For Leviatán. Just understood as well for as much as he stalled, and when he peeked out towards that B main, not only did he miss the shot onto Sato, but he already had info of other players already walking up towards that elbow staircase. So for him to have the heads up play, the read to go back towards the tunnel to get that pick was huge.
In a solo hold on A. Confidence there in the operator. He sees probably a little bit of that orb from Yoru searching him out. So they get the safety behind the Cosmic Divide, and this should be Lev's round to set up everything they want in a perfect style defense to shut down C9 in the retake. Let's see what C9 can do, though.
It's a very nice pit that they have. He could tuck into the corner towards A main, run away from a lot of util. That's exactly where he's going right now for SpikeZine. The rest of them can play inside of it or just outside to listen for some info.
Oh, King, so good at just the cut-off plays as teams are transitioning back to the other site. And this makes C9 sweat a little bit. Even more that Zelsis is down. They don't even need abilities here. It's just about the aim for Lev. And that loss of one player isn't even going to scare him one bit. Blows with a quick kill. Another one as well. And a 7-5 scoreline as Lev is really able to fix a lot of what they found problems in on the first map.
Thanks to King.
Thanks to King again, honestly.
Cutting 2 rotates into the post plant when he's left on an island as well. He's also the last line of defense in the post plant when he has this Astra to play with. But that said, though, a great job overall, despite it looking very one-sided in terms of the map for Cloud9. Leviatán's able to keep this close.
See what they can get on the next half. We are going to be heading over to GB with co-streamer Toto.
Thank you so much for that, fellas. Yes, joined here by Toto, the pocket KO himself. The man who, if you ever want to know how to be a good KO in your ranked games, this is the guy to watch on YouTube. Now, Toto, first things first, welcome to the Riot Games Arena. You having fun so far?
I'm having a blast, bro.
Yeah. Now, what's the experience been like and the vibe as well, especially, you know, co-streaming while you're in a live environment must be kind of surreal.
Honestly, the crowd's amazing here. Shout out to the crowd.
Yeah, shout out to the crowd. Give yourself a round of applause. So you got to do it. You got to like lead them into it.
First series, 100 Thieves is my team, so I'm really happy to see him win that match. This map's exciting. I need the birthday man Sato to heat up for us. I want a good map series. Map 3.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. Real quick, though, you've played Valorant all across Japan. You hit Radiant playing across Japan. What's a place that you would like to go and play Valorant in another country?
Philippines.
The Philippines. Hey, I like that. We also got some Filipinos in the house as well. All right, guys, back to you. Take it away.
Love that. Love hearing from our co-streamers. Thank you, GB and Toto, for chiming in here on this matchup. Much closer than the first one, too, so it is getting pretty spicy between these two teams. We'll have to see if Cloud9's attack now is too much for LEV, or do they have the defense figured out? Do they have something we're unaware of?
Want to see their attack as well for Cloud9. I think this is the third time they're playing Breeze. They went from a Breach comp that we'll never talk about again. They went into the double duelist comp the second time they played it. Now they're going to a double initiator comp, which then for me, Penny playing this role, is he going to try to activate a lot more on lurks? And I think just on the nature of this composition, you're looking to get to default a lot towards middle, very similarly to how you have to approach the map really for these changes on Breeze. And they have the perfect comp for that, because now you could flash through the Viper Wall on defense, but also knife for information on top of that, and not just being a Yoru crutch to be able to help your teammates to activate here on your attack side.
Oh.
Double walk down from LEV.
Yeah, keeping themselves protected in the tunnel. I wonder if they were going to kind of backpedal and see what was happening mid there, but safe play to stay together for the time being. It looks like they are going to actually back out, though, leaving a quick insert there, but a dangerous spot for Sato.
And you see the difference for the buys for Cloud9 as well.
Yeah.
They like to go a lot for these ghosts instead of the 4 or 5 sheriffs that we usually see here from Leviatán on the other side. So I do want to use a little bit of util, but they haven't used a util to try to get in first, and they're getting shut down by LEV already.
How did Neon clear Oxy? I have to see that again in the replays. That was crazy as the wall was coming up. And it's not going to take much longer for the rest of the members of C9 to be found trying to enter the site here from a distance. LEV is hitting these shots, and they're trying to clean up Zeppa.
If he could sneak out of this, though.
There's a lot of time.
Decides to commit into the lurk pick. They are isolated in fights, though.
Yeah. Nice ability to turn back on that one and get the kill. Sato with 2 towards the alt point. Spike's actually getting 3 towards the alt there. So a nice little setup, first round. Still a few alive, and we'll see if LEV can now carry this momentum.
Yeah, it looks like he saw the jiggle of the Sova in the back of the site instead of the Yoru just tucked in. 2 body shots too. Yeah, after the first player dies here from Zelsis as he's trying to jump spot for the knife. Didn't have the extra util to support on the entry for the rest of the team, and they got lined up and picked off by Leviatán. A good start. Pistol rounds have been pretty decent for Leviatán throughout the series. As now an outlaw for Neon on the defense. A different look for Cloud9. They actually look to heavily lean towards the A side and control the orb.
Yeah, the 0 point allows you to know if it's free or not all the time. Almost a free kill there, but it took a back and forth. King comes away, not too worse for the wear. And they'll be able to set up on this for a few more kills. Penny and Zeppa holding the spike, so they get some money to themselves here as they get to the next round. Maybe a little bit more, too. Drop some members.
And this is where it will potentially get dangerous for Cloud9. You have Neon already showing that he has a scope to work with, but with this, how big this site is, or with the changes, you could still go for these open fights. You have a possibility here to play a lot of scopes for the side of Leviatán. Maybe Santo and Neon at the same time, but they're also trying to figure out how to maximize the fuse for the orbs. Why do we have to show that? Poor guys.
Like us, Vans. Like us.
No, I'm clean. I'm clean.
Oh. He's like, I'm watching the dart, and then somebody pops out. Yeah, it was a fight.
Good jobs by the producers not to call hot audio on that one, because it makes it even funnier to just watch King silently mime what the hell just happened in that previous round. That said, though, back into the series grounds, Cloud9 has a rifle round to work with. And what this plant allows for them to confirm util, full armor, to play against this Neon Outlaw, who still gets the opening pick. A headshot will not save you when you got the Outlaw wielded.
C9 still trying to grab that mid space after they got kind of juked out by the drone Outlaw play. And they don't really have an entry now. So it's got to be everybody together here after this flash, after the initiator util. And they may even have to wait for a sonar bolt if they do that. So time will tick down. And LEV is going to go ahead and get themselves back into more anchor positions as mid getting a little love from C9, but they still have quite a bit of space around the map.
Oh, that's huge. That first pick right there, but Sato stays very patient. What they're trying to do for Cloud9 right now is to force him to leave so that, Zeppa can find the timing, and he does so just in the nick of time.
Playing the map, not even the sights here. So clean from Cloud9, and they wait King out. They know King for being the one to catch the rotations, be in middle. They catch him getting into that position. 7-7 here, and C9 have the read to push themselves to 8-7.
One enemy remaining.
That's just little nice things in terms of the fundamentals of understanding the map control here in tactical FPS, and that's the experience here that Zeppa, Zelsis, and even Emi as a coach has been showing for quite a long time. Going from CS until now, I mean, you look at the inserts, they make a lot of noise, they cut that noise, Zeppa makes a play, then all they do is just anchor up. They don't want to force the hand to say, oh, we have to try to push because we already got picks. They force the hand of the defenders to actually peek to find information because they're now starved of that info and they have to push to figure out where the rotates could be.
Another one of those was Zelsis just kind of, the flash went off, right? But that was a swing peek onto mid or doors and get a kill in A. So the 1v1, C9 are cleaning up too when they're being called upon for those situations, and they get their first gun round.
Zelsis is trying to see if Neon will be opting towards A main at the start. I like that. As it doesn't spot anybody yet, you're picking up, I mean, slowly. And any other day that Neon's on form, that should have been Zeppa dying right away, but thankfully you'll count your lucky stars. They stay alive, they find some info on the top of tunnel. And the counter drone here as well from the defender side, so identified 3 players from Leviatán on this crossfire setup for mid control.
And this is do it if it works, right? The spike's down, they're working the map instead of the site again. Slowly creeping in everywhere they can to make LEV realize they're missing timings, missing windows.
All right, this is where we're going to need some good calls by Zelsis because Leviatán gave so much space for C9 and they could go anywhere they want in this mid-round. With the spike being down towards A, is it, okay, well, if Oxy gets a pick here towards B, do we rotate back towards that side? Do we try to hit towards A? Nobody's rotated from Leviatán yet, and they haven't heard any noise on the attack for C9 on these rotates.
Looks like it is going to be a B fake on this hit.
30 seconds left.
Oh.
That's
util
huge.
out just tells a story of how unready LEV was, how close C9 could be in their eyes for these plays. And they are going to be peeking out from everywhere now. LEV's wondering how C9 is all over the map at one time. It's because they're inserting themselves so well here. That's crazy the way that looked.
And that's the issue of playing this single initiator for the composition of LEV. You need now to leverage Sato with the TPs, jump spot, try to find some info, TP to another place, be more active around the map. If not, you see exactly where C9 were spread out across and they found some value out of it. Could have been a different story if the shots were landing, of course, for Leviatán's side, but another one of those rounds where C9 are one step ahead of the macro. Like when Oxy is moving towards that B side and makes noise, they already heard the rotate from Neon back out towards that tunnel, so they knew he was weak side towards A as well.
He said, I did 142 damage. Everybody started running. Let's get another alt point online. 9-7 now for Cloud9. Stringing together rounds since their first gun round there. What is the answer? Alt points, I mean, they're close to Cosmic Divide for LEV, but still pretty far away for an answer to come back strong with those. So it's got to be reading C9's map control. Plays, and they are going to be peeking out from everywhere now. LEV's wondering how.
Sato not having a chance here to show his skills as he's getting shut down quite often by C9. And it's funny because they were, again, talking for Zeppa, how do you stop and slow down somebody like Neon? But they've done an excellent job slowing another star player across Leviatán and Sato. Forcing an eco for Leviatán, Marshall for Neon.
Take flight.
We have a little bit of a walk down for Leviatán, which I wish we saw that a little bit more towards these gun rounds to leverage the Viper Wall on defense as well, to take that mid control and counter it against Cloud9. If it's not going to be the look now, hopefully we'll see it in their next rifle round. They just have to not allow C9 to get so much space to work with.
Spike retrieved.
Already choosing the soft site. And they're going to go in probably on this 30-second mark. As C9 get as close as possible. You can see Zelsis 4 seconds on the 0 point. And they crash site. It's just enough time for Sato to get back, but it is going to be that low buy. How much can they get in the face of C9? Living by the skin of his teeth, spikes in, actually gets a big kill there. As Penny and Oxy right the wrongs of the site for now, but they're being closed on and very quick. Vic rather will stare down the scope from that ladder side. Marshall from the hip. Yeah, huge stun there to clean up another kill. They're giving C9 some problems here. 8 seconds to plant. And they're going to start running at him to create even more pressure. Oh, the swing from Vic. The flick is so good. King and Blows get swept away, and C9 grab another round.
Wow. Saving that round, too. I saw that Spike was almost going to get taken down by the spray in the first place through the smoke, but he survives just enough to do some chaos. Start that chaos with the crossfire from that back of the site. And then Leviatán encroaches. C9 looked like they were hesitating a bit. Gets that second kill. If he doesn't, it was 0.5 seconds left, and it's back to a 1v1. Where now you could play Ring Around the Rosie and see if you win it off time, at least guaranteed for Leviatán, but thankfully Vic is there to save the round for Cloud9.
And C9 can just flex their muscles with ultimates here if they want. Null Command's going to go off first. And Lev will just stay on their side of that Viper Wall for now.
You are divided.
Another Cosmic Divide comes out, so one wall goes down, another comes up. Another time C9 has been cycling smokes to make it tough for Lev here in the site.
And now it's Leviatán that has to up the tempo. You have the Hunter's Fury available for a Zeppa. And the Cosmic Divide delays it even more. Nice big fight, though, to start for C9 to solidify this post plant.
Oxy just dodges out. What a quick flash dodge as well. Make sure that's not the real Yoru. His daggers. Looks for a quick kill. Goes for the short. He knows it's going to be the close combat they got to be ready for. And Blows. Finds a few, but there's so many more of Cloud9 right now. 11-7 here, as they're making this attack side count.
Yeah. Playing around the wall, too, of the Cosmic Divide. A solo play, I think, from Penny that was at the mid double doors and able to win that fight. For the rest of them, though, they have to cross such a difficult position in that back of that A site. The new area that's been opened up here on Breeze, and that's been very... It's given a chance for players on the attack. Post plant.
Woo! I don't know what was happening. They were on my ass, though.
That's what I'm saying in terms of defense or attack. That new spot in the back of Breeze, you could anchor that a little bit better now with Util to support you across the board on both sides. And it's C9 takes the upper hand.
And Lev have to buckle down. Elimination in just a few more rounds as C9 is really mounting the pressure. And that Hunter's Fury is going to start off. Zelsis takes a bit of damage here, but Lev want to start the action first. Neon could be one to do it. It's exactly what they need. Kill one of the initiators out. Know the next util is going to be the one that C9 has to break into sight with. Oh, Oxy, the walk up again through tunnel. It's not going to be the first time King has the timing of the map so far.
But the second insert, though, right here from Vic, that might be a game changer for C9 in this round.
Right before the smoke comes up, and they still find 2 more on Leviatán as a play hasn't even activated yet. There's just smokes going up and down. Quick ult, it's going to get them a little bit of an insert into sight here, but it's not full. How are they going to work this from here?
It's on Vic again.
It is on Vic, and he swings out of a smoke to get it. Zappa makes himself known and goes around the backside, clearing position and giving Penny time to plant. And now they call upon the youngster, upon Neon, putting up numbers in his games, and he asks for quite a bit here. First kill's there, get a little bit of view. Love the play as he sees actually where another player is. Hard to be identifying where any of your enemies are at this point. Oh, they draw his vision. Oh, he could still get it. The snap's not going to be there. It's Vic in the end who's been the safe pair of hands for C9.
Again, it's that second insert. Even though Oxy saw that hand of Sato, I love that King swung back out just to double check and made sure that the tunnel was clear. Gets that pick, but unfortunately, they don't fully re-clear. So Vic cuts the rotate, sneaks into the site, opens up the site for Cloud9, and even gets the last pick in the end. There's just unfortunately no real answer right now for Leviatán outside of their aim that seems to have stepped up from that previous map.
Yeah.
Here's that mid-crunch that we wanted, but it's Outlaw that's going to put Neon down to 10 HP.
Almost too little too late. They're trying to give C9 things that Cloud9 should worry about, but they still push forward. They're taking the space. Spike down even on a round where they're ready to find fights and know there's a low buy for Lev here.
It's a different defender wall, though. It's a little bit deeper towards the doors. Nonetheless, a poison orb on the attack blocks those double doors and allows Oxy to creep up one more time.
Oh. C9 coming out on top of every situation. It even looks like Lev may have the upper hand, and up and over. They're trying to break the crosshairs, and they do break down Spike. Not before he gets a kill. But is that enough? Already C9 still cross map, have positioning on if someone's flanking, they can all look towards the back of the site here to put the final touches on this series. Take that win to move on and kick off. Now on to King and Blows, looking to get a swing on this Guardian. They're trying to work together here and break the wall at the same time. A find by Penny, but he gets a hip shot. Outlaw onto King face to face. And so much to be asked of here by Blows. Zeppa's going to get the final kill. Cloud9 come away with the win. Very dominant throughout the series. And that is going to be their victory over Leviatán that will send them out of kickoff.
A great game plan built up here by Imi and well executed by his players of Cloud9 from that first map of Bind, understanding how Leviatán was going to play it and punish them every single way. Even though we haven't seen a Leviatán breeze in that second map ever, it still almost looked like they had the tape and knew how to play against the positioning of Leviatán. Slow pace, fast pace. It still worked out in the end, and they did a great job shutting down the LATAM team with that first man in the front there. Zelsis with great calling and also great shooting.
Gosh. In different situations, right? It could have been the first kill of the round. You find a 3-kill, maybe a 4K to end it. Absolutely. You definitely know when Zelsis is on fire. The rest of the team as well. Oxy coming out through this one. I think had a 20 bomb for himself. Back on the jet. Doesn't matter. Riding a bike for this guy. And the team kept up the vibes as well. Vic, super safe in the flicks this one. Might have to take him to the hospital to see if his wrist is okay. Those were some shots.
Penny did the same on that last round
Penny
too, man.
Did the same. We can maybe get him in the same doctor.
All of them definitely looking on point for sure. And Vic actually had a chance to pop off on that second map where he didn't have too much action.